Blizzard Entertainment, while having such a chilly name, has warmed the hearts of countless lives with innovative and compelling stories. The company today has accomplished a lot and has grown, like I have grown, over the past 20 years. I've learned and experienced so much living in a world where dynamic creatures and events unfold, which force adventurers like me to meet other people, facing the darkness together. Blizzard has created an expansive community that is nearly impossible to exist, but my god is it beautiful. It was all around me. It was as if a meteor had struck the earth and things had changed in an instant. Everyone was talking about the controversial Hong Kong incident that occurred just moments ago. Blizzard had held a stance that politics should be kept outside of their tournaments. This came into question when a competitor brought up a bold political statement during a widely seen tournament-streamed event. They had disqualified him and expelled his account from ever participating in the tournament again. Suspending the Overwatch Hong Kong competitor was unlike we as Blizzard consumers had ever seen before. There were plenty of decisions made by Blizzard that were questionable and disagreed upon, even hated by the audience. However, this decision had made people divided outside of the games and affected thousands of people across the world. You'd think that banning them would be the right thing to do, yet thousands of people unsubscribe to their games as boycott. The Blizzard community stands up for each other in ways I've never seen a community do before. Blizzard didn't let this go on for too long, though, pardoning the Hong Kong protester and reinstating his account and ability to participate in the games. Blizzard continued the apology by addressing the situation up front at the 2019 BlizzCon convention. I sat amongst the audience when Jay Allen Brack and the show's opening announcements immediately spoke about how that compromised their reputation and went against all that they stood for. He promised to work harder than ever before and ensures the values of the company are protected, urges us to be more outspoken than ever, and thanks us for the voice that we already have. When Blizzard was founded in 1991, a totally different world existed than what we have today. It started with a passion for gaming, making quality content in an industry just starting to understand the concepts of modern gaming and design. Starting basically from scratch, they built up a profitable company and a passionate community. By building on the core values of quality and innovation, they designed games like Blackthorn and The Lost Vikings. These games had great design and amazing adventures to bring players' worlds to life. Blizzard was building a reputation for designing fantastically structured as well as polished games. Everyone knows the famous moment in World of Warcraft's history where Blizzard had to hold off releasing more copies due to the game's unexpected population boom in the first few months of the game's release. If they hadn't made that difficult decision, the servers would have been much worse on performance and possibly could have killed the interest in the game. Blizzard always thinks of the consumers they have and strives to do the best that they can always provide. Times can be difficult. Decisions need to be made with far more consideration. Running my own business in the automotive field, I fully understand how difficult that can be, having to weigh in multiple decisions to a factor that the decisions only the customers will see one side of. We've all been there when we need more time to complete the job right. And even if we would lose a little bit of money, we would ensure that our work was upheld to our insanely high work standards. This gave us great reputation in the town due to word of mouth. I didn't have a love for automotive repair, though. I had a love for my father who supported me all these years and needed my help. I did it for him because he was my family, he was my father, and he was my friend. I think those values are shared with this company more than most. A part of me feels at home with the Blizzard community. The friendships that we make here transcends the fictitious worlds that the game developers make. Those worlds give us reasons to band together and meet one another. I gained a degree at Full Sail University that propelled my understandings of how these worlds work. The design of a world needs to be interesting, it needs to feel natural, be believable, but also spark imagination, creativity, and a sense of wonder. The smallest ridge, tree, or lamppost can make a significant difference to a setting's aesthetic by telling its own story and relating to the character's quest. I understand these things the more I see it in Blizzard's work, the more I see the painstaking, intricate details in the worlds that you make. There's so much creativity in the world, and in the worlds that you make, from how the Omni Crisis invokes another era of segregation, forcing us to evaluate how we treat conscious AI, to the portrayal of King Varian and how she splits him in two, becoming a man divided. Each story gives us insight on how we may deal with our own conflicts, with tough topics like racism and subterfuge. It places us in a world where we don't live, but yet we feel immersed with a concrete understanding of how we might live in a futuristic setting, or even yet in a magical universe with the threats of old gods and elemental lords wreaking havoc on a living, yet dormant world. These are our kind of people, This is the kind of people we are. We are united under a common bond of wonder and excitement to explore our imagination and dare to create something new. What we create is real. No matter how far from reality it might be, it's real. That creature has feelings. That centaur has a family. The love he lost to a war never ending, the longing for justice he may yet die trying to achieve. These compelling stories offer a non-black and white world for us to love, to hate, and to grow off of. You take on the challenge of defining new worlds every day, new stories and new inspirations. What if we could help people understand compassion? What if we could help people escape their troubles for a while? You prove time and time again that you changed those lives. And I want to face that responsibility and I want to live for those values head on. Already you can see the impact that this company has made on my own life. And I appreciate and thank you for that so much. Together, we can help shape the minds of many generations to come with a place they can find peers, knowledge, hardship, and love.